What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined this morning by Sebastian Ibarra, here to talk about last night's big win over the Giants, tonight's series finale, as well as a little bit of a deep dive on the Dodgers bullpen that has been fantastic of late. But Sebastian, let's start with last night. The Dodgers beat the Giants 10-2, 9 extra base hits from 7 different guys. But Gavin Stone feels like the story here because he's still technically a rookie, even though he pitched last year, and this was yet another great performance from him.
Yeah, he's been really on a roll lately. He has quality starts in 5 of his last 6 games. 4 of those were at least 4 of them were 6 runs and just 6 innings, 1 run given up. Yeah, it's been really impressive. I saw you said, like, his biggest thing has been, like, getting soft contact, bad contact, and it's insane how often he gets that when he's in trouble. Like,
Yeah.
the Giants had, like, runners on second and first or second and first, second and third, whatever it was. And like first pitch, he just gets like a soft fly out. Or it seems like every time he's in trouble, he'll just get like a soft fly out or a
Yeah.
low ground, little dribbler.
Yeah, no, I mean, even yesterday, he gives up a leadoff double, and then there were 3 consecutive groundouts that were all soft hit. I mentioned last night he was in the 86th percentile for hard hit rate, 83rd percentile for average exit velocity. Both those percentiles have gone up. He's now in the 87th percentile in both categories. So 6 innings, just 1 earned run. You mentioned it, 4 consecutive starts where he's gone at least 6 and allowed just 1 earned run. Just as a quick, I mean, do you think this is sustainable, what we're seeing? This was my question to Scott on our post-game show last night. Typically more sustainable is swing and miss, whiff rate, strikeout rate, that kind of a thing. We have seen some guys be able to sort of get off of the barrel with cutters and sinkers and be sustainable that way. But what is your sort of, we know what he's done the last 4, 5, 6 outings. Are you expecting this to continue? Are you expecting him to regress a little? Are you expecting him to get better kind of over the next couple of weeks?
I think that he's gotten to this point where he's gotten more experience under his belt. It's hard to like baseball's a tough game. Maybe there'll be probably some regression, but if you're getting at least anything close to this from your fifth, fourth starter, that's great to have. So
Yeah.
I think the more experience will help him. As I said, like it got into this point, so I think it'll be. I'm not expecting like a Cy Young, but like I think keeping up this pace would be pretty likely.
Yeah, I'm with you because it's the combo of I don't like that he's in the 13th percentile for strikeout rate and the 50th percentile for whiff rate. But at the same time, part of me wants to believe that as he gets more comfortable as a major league pitcher, as he gets more used to these new pitches he's introduced, that those numbers are going to increase. And there's no reason to believe that the exit velocity and hard hit rate will sort of regress either. And so I'm optimistic that, not to say we're seeing the worst version of Gavin Stone, but I think at least what he's doing right now is sustainable, even though it might look a different way. The second piece of this story, and it's less of a story from last night, Sebastian, and more of the last 21 games. The Dodgers are 17-4 in their last 21. They've allowed 4 or fewer runs in 21 consecutive games. They're nearing the major league record in that category. And a big part of that is the bullpen. Since April 21st, when this streak started, they have a 1.07 ERA across their last 67 innings pitched. I could go down the list of guys who have a 0 ERA over that stretch. They've got like 7 different pitchers who have not allowed a run in the last 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks or so. And this coming off a stretch, by the way, that prior to that point, prior to April 21st, the Dodgers were 20th in bullpen ERA with a 4.4. So what has been the shift and the reason for some sudden success for a group that a lot of people, I think, were ready to give up on?
Yeah, it shot them all the way up to they're now in the 4th spot in the area with the 308 overall, counting this recent stretch. Starters getting deeper in the game has been a big help.
Yeah.
Earlier in the season, we had the bullpen was saddled with a huge workload. Starters were giving inconsistent outings, which caused them to come in earlier, and that caused them to be at the top of innings pitched and across the majors for like a pretty significant margin. Now starters are getting deeper into the game, and it's really helping them kind of manage being responsible for a bullpen game and also all the other games. They're
Yeah.
still near the top in innings pitched, but it's a less significant gap. They're kind of with all the other teams below them now. Um, Ryan Yarbrough has been like the key to their strategy of like bullpen games, and then also just being a good bullpen arm. Um, Bounce back season from Vesia has been pretty key.
Yeah.
He's in the 93rd percentile for whiff rate with 45% with that slider,
Love that.
and 80th percentile for K rate. So he's had a good season up to this point. I'd like to see that keep going.
Yeah, I think you make a great point with innings because the stretch I'm talking about is 21 games, which means 23 games before this mark, 21 games after. In the 23 games prior to this stretch, the Dodgers bullpen was asked to throw 102.1 innings. For context, there was not a single team in Major League Baseball up until that point that had thrown more than 90 innings. So they were far and away the most heavily used group. Over the last 21 games, however, just 67 innings. So that's a 35 inning gap with just a 3-game difference between those two stretches. And like you said, 67 innings puts them 26th in Major League Baseball over that stretch. So I have been beating the drum that the best way to make a mediocre bullpen look very good is to not ask them to work very often, give them maximum amounts of rest, and put them into good situations. And I think that's what we're seeing. I mentioned ERA. Vesia, 7 2/3, no runs. Yarbrough, 10 2/3, no runs. Evan Phillips, 5 innings, no runs. Joe Kelly, 4 1/3, no runs. Treinen, 4 innings, no runs. Feyereisen, 6 2/3, no runs. Brazier, 2 innings, no runs. That's over the stretch. Michael Grove, 6 1/3, just 1 run. Gus Varland, 5 1/3, just 1 run. Like the worst ERAs they have in their bullpen over the last 3.5 weeks are 3.6, and 3.86. They don't have a single reliever. 12 guys who have pitched. Not a single guy has an ERA over 3.86. An incredible performance from the Dodgers bullpen and a key to the success. And the reason that this is such a big story, Sebastian, is because today is all their day. The bullpen gets the entire game in the series finale tonight against the Giants. We know that it's a getaway day, so they play a 6:45 game tonight and then have to be back in Los Angeles for a game tomorrow against the Reds. Logan Webb is on the other side. On paper, Sebastian, you don't like seeing Logan Webb versus your bullpen typically, but it sounds like you've got some reason maybe to believe that the Dodgers can be confident going into this one.
Yeah, they've had a kind of a history of bouts of success against Webb. This season, they had, which was very surprising to me. They got to him pretty good, 5
Yeah.
runs, 7 hits, and 3 2/3 innings. Got him 96 pitches in just a little under 4 innings. So that was
Yeah.
really impressive to see. Obviously, it'd be great if they could do that again. But anything close to that, give their bullpen some run support and give that bullpen who's been doing such a good job a chance to help them win the game.
Yeah, Yarbrough expected to get a bulk. He hasn't pitched in the last 2 days, and even 3 days ago, I think he threw like a third of an inning. So I would expect Yarbrough, they're going to try and get 4 innings, I would imagine, out of him. And then you're going to see Michael Grove, who didn't pitch yesterday, Alex Vesia, who didn't pitch yesterday. Those types of things. There was a hint from Dave Roberts there might be a roster move coming, so maybe we see one of Ramirez or somebody like that, that Vanasco that comes up from the minor leagues to take the place of a Nabil Chrismat. So remains to be seen there. But yeah, I mean, I like what you said. The fact that the Dodgers got to Webb is encouraging. And they faced him a lot, and a lot of those have not gone the Dodgers' way. This is a guy who's one of the better pitchers in Major League Baseball, and yet we'll see how the Dodgers do. I'm curious what the Dodgers do from a lineup perspective on these sort of getaway days. I could see this being one where you kind of get a Chris Taylor day mixed in, and you get a Miguel Rojas day mixed in, maybe an Austin Barnes day mixed in. So we'll see on that front. As far as props go, by the way, 2-0 yesterday. I gave you Gavin Stone over 5 1/3 innings pitched. He cashed that one easily. I gave you Gavin Stone plus money to record a win. He cashed that one as well. I'm going to go the other way. Obviously, no pitching props for the Dodgers because it's a bullpen game. But Logan Webb over strikeouts is a number that I'm interested in. The total is 4.5. Can he get to 5 or more strikeouts? I know he didn't pitch very long against the Dodgers, but he got 5 strikeouts in 3 2/3. So if it is a little bit of a getaway day lineup and Logan Webb bounces back a little bit and the Dodgers have some swing and miss in their lineup, minus 125 over 4.5 strikeouts would be my pick on that one. So Dodgers Giants series finale tonight before the Dodgers come home and get the Reds this weekend. last thing here, Sebastian. You want to throw a prediction? Dodgers bullpen, they're slight favorites in this one. I think it's like minus 115, despite the Logan Webb, minus 142, despite the fact that it's Ryan Yarbrough versus Logan Webb. But do the Dodgers complete the sweep tonight, Sebastian?
Why not?
There we
I
go.
got Yarbrough has been pretty impressive this season. Last I saw his whip, it was like way below 1. He's been really impressive this season. So why not? We'll give
Yeah,
it to him.
I like it. I like it. I want to declare myself the winner of the ridiculous bullpen draft that we had a few weeks ago because I have Alex Vesia, Ryan Yarbrough, and JP Fireeisen. Those were my first 3 picks. And so I'm declaring myself the victory there. How about this? He has a .73 whip, to your point. Away from home, he has a .49 whip. So he's been great on the road. Can he continue tonight? We shall see. That is Sebastian Ibarra. You can find his stuff over on DodgerBlue.com. We'll have a game preview, all the latest news and notes, injury updates on Bobby Miller, Jason Hayward, Evan Phillips, among others. And then be sure to join us tomorrow night. Special post-game show is going to be on Thursday night this week instead of Friday night. We'll get a Glass Now start on Thursday. So Daniel and I will be doing a post-game show tomorrow night. Stay tuned for that. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks. As always, go Dodgers.